Hello my darlings, glad to have you with me. This is Miss Darling in the studio, and today I'm going to work on another diagonal design style masterboard, and this will be a little twist to what I've done before. We're going to just jump in and do it on the fly and see what happens. Come along for the ride. I have pre-picked a few papers that I think color-wise coordinate very well together, and this one here that I've already cut into, I guess it's called an isosceles triangle, but I was never good in geometry, so don't hold me to that. Anyway, I've cut some strips off already to start out with, and then I've got these other papers that I'm going to be pulling from. Which ones? I don't know at this point. I'm just going to have to feel it out. And here's what that floral looks like before it was cut. So I've got different colors here, different patterns going from dark to light, and got some textural, some script in here. We'll just play around and see what happens. Okay, so let's get to work. I'm going to put my center of interest or focal point area will be right up in here, about a third of the way down and a third of the way in. Well, not quite a third of the way in, but certainly a third of the way down. And so all papers that I cut are going to point to this focal point. And as I've taught you in the past, you do not, when you're working on a diagonal, you do not want to go from any point straight to the corner. You want to go above, below is okay, but we don't cut or glue down anything right straight to the corner here. But because I am going to be gluing over the corner, I'm going to temporarily move this tape up. And let's get going. See what happens. I'm going to use this other glue container because it'll put out a bigger line of glue than my other one, since I'm working on bigger pieces. I'd like it to go a little faster. So if I'm going to do that, I'm going to be trimming off. I'm going to go ahead and trim some of this off. Only because I don't want to get glue out here on the edges if I can help it. So I think that will I'm starting with what I call my bridge pattern, and a bridge in design refers to a fabric or paper that has the other colors in it. And what happened? Oh dear. I cut it because I cut it wrong because I had it upside down when I cut. Okie doke. Not starting out real great, am I? But this is what you have me for. I make the mistakes and teach you so that you don't make the mistakes. I think we'll just live with it because I can obviously glue over that side. I think I'll go ahead and trim this off just a bit. So learn when you're going to trim something off, have your paper right side up. Alright, now I'm going to want, I think, about 3 of these strips. And let's see. I'm going to go for one up here, but I'm not coming down to the corner with this one. But I think I will edge it down a little bit. And because my paper is right side up this time, when I trim it off, I should be okay. And then I want one more. And let's see. I think we'll kind of come in here. That's about where we had that. Alright, now I think I'll take a light piece. So let's go over this way and maybe drop that in like so. I'm not going to, the easiest way is to have a paper cutter and use your paper cutter, but I think I need to replace my blade, and it's not giving me a nice clean cut, so I don't want to use it. I completely lost where I was. And here's where I was. I decided to lay down a light one next so that I could put darker one on the other side and hopefully get some nice contrast on both sides of it. I don't have very much of this paper, and so I have to be judicious about what I do with it. My goal in this is to not only have interesting papers, a variety of color, a variety of value, going from light to dark, but also good distribution around the entire board, so that we have a decent amount of balance when we're all done. Obviously this side's going to be a lot heavier than this side, and so we will have a tricky balance that we need to be aware of, and probably make many adjustments before this is over in order to achieve balance. Alright, what paper to use next? I don't want to use that, that's too close in value. I've got a medium value, and then I have too dark. I think instead of staying with the dark orange, I think I'm going to switch to this beautiful purple and get that laid in there so I have opportunity to use a generous amount of it. Alright, so if we're coming up here, I think that I would like to maybe come up somewhere in this area. This does not want to stick, so we'll try a new one. I think it's having trouble sticking because I wiped it off with that baby wipe. Yep. So I have to wait for the baby wipe to dry. Okay, now how wide do I want that? I think I'll use This is what you have to do when you're trying to keep your grid as clean as possible. I could have laid something I don't care about down there, but then I would lose the ability to work with the grid, and that's no good. You can, of course, use a whole lot more papers than I've pulled out to use. And obviously, the more you put down, the smaller your triangles become. I think in the interest of not getting myself totally confused, I'm just going to continue this line all the way down here on this paper. I don't have very much of it. Don't want to waste it. I'm not concerned at all about the direction of the text or really anything else. I'm just going to lay it in there, going strictly for color and variety and value. Now, do I have enough to put another strip in there? And is that where I would want it? Or do I want to come over? I don't have enough to go that way. I don't want to do that. I could do that. But I need to get some of this dark orange in here now, I think. So I better work on that. What am I doing here? I have lost track. Okay. Just looked kind of funny when I got it over here. As it ceased to look like a triangle of any sort. I hope you're following along as I'm doing this and understanding. All the shapes are isosceles triangles, which I think means that no two sides are the same. It's not an I think it's equilateral triangle. Those of you who were good at math, help me out here. I think an equilateral triangle was all three sides are the same. I'm trying to call up geometry from my youth, which wasn't that good back then, and certainly is no good today. Whoa. I had some stuff sticking down here. Now that's a little too close in value for me. I will change that down the road, so I'm not going to worry about it too much right now. And just keep going. Okay. When you're all done, you don't want to have just one triangle in a specific color. It will stand out too much. So we want to distribute the same color in more than one place. So I've introduced this more goldenrod in here, and so I need to trying to figure out how to do this, but also not waste my paper at the same time. Nope. Alright, I'm pretty happy with it so far. What do you think? Let me know. Now, I think I need something darker. I'm going to put you on pause while I hunt for something that I think will work the best, and I don't take up any more of your time. I have settled on black to give me the ultimate value change, and so we'll see what this does. If it winds up being a little too strong, I can always cut it back by gluing something else on top. That's what I love about collage, is you never have to be done until you're happy. So just keep working at it until you are happy. I have made a major mess out of this. I apologize for that. I'm sure most of you, if not all of you, have much smarter ways of working. Wouldn't be a problem if I wasn't trying to protect my grid like I am. Okay, what next? That's what I was looking for. Okay, I've got that's gonna drop in there. Have I asked you all how you are today? What are you working on? Tell me in the comments. Have you invented anything new that you can share with me and the others? Let me know in the comments. I'm going to move that up there because I want this to be much wider than the others, so I don't want to cover over it. No, don't do that to me at this stage. Yeah, you're gonna do it. Okay, well, I will adapt. Okay, do I want it there? Maybe here. I don't much like a straight line going all the way across there, so I think that I'm going to drop this down here and give it a little more asymmetrical feeling. Okay, it'd be a broken line. If you see a line there, it's a broken line, not a straight line. Alright, thinking this may be a little too strong, a little too wide, but I think I'll be able to tell better once I trim it off the edges. So I'm going to stop and do that real quick. I'm standing up and looking at it. Sometimes it helps you to make a decision of what you want to do if you back away from it. I have to take a swallow of my orange soda so my brain will work. And I feel like I'd like a few more really narrow strips in this thing. I think I want to add a little more of the plum. Actually, not purple, it's plum. I think we're going to go for just a thin sliver. Over there or over here. I think I like the idea of some repetition in the thinner strips. So I think we will oh, come on, Miss Darling. I don't want to get any closer to the corner. I've got 1, 2, maybe put a third in there. Okay, let's try this. think I'm happy now. Now, I have to decide what to do there. And to be honest with you, I haven't got a clue. I like that. Nope. I think I'm going to trim this up just a hair. And there we have it. Another take on a diagonal design style. I made a mess. I think I can clean that up on the computer. Alright, thank you for being with me. Be sure and like the video if you found this content valuable. Give me a comment. I would appreciate knowing what you think, and make any requests for future videos that you have. Be sure and check my Etsy shop and the description box below the video for more resources. And so for now, this is Miss Darling calling this a wrap. Bye-bye.